Oh, hey guys. On my walk today, it started raining, so I went up 10 floors of the public health garage in downtown Dayton. And when I got to the top, or almost to the top, there's a security guard waiting on me. He let me know that I was loitering, even though it's a public garage, and that I would have to leave the facility. Basically, he just wanted to make sure I wasn't shooting up meth, smoking heroin, breaking in the cars. And he told me I could walk back down. And we talked for a little bit. I think at the end of the conversation, I had a new friend. He's a young man just trying to raise his family, go to college, work his way through life from rural Ohio, a good kid. But I wanted to be respectful of his time and not make a video and just exit the garage promptly. So I'm back here in my apartment. Now, this garage is 10 floors tall. It's quite a hike to get to the top. I walked about half of it through the staircase, and then I decided to take the ramp, and I was probably going to do that 2 or 3 times, but I was stopped. I knew that garage was there, kind of, but in all my walking trips around Dayton, I had never gone past it, maybe diagonally past at one point. If you see the picture, it's easy to see why. It's a parking garage in the middle of parking lots. Human beings don't like to be in parking lots or garages. It's something you avoid unless you're there for a reason, and then you get out of as quickly as you can. With that in mind, I want to show you a picture. That's a picture I took behind Clarksburg City Hall on a recent trip to the town. You see a shelter there that's identical in form to the one that was removed from the bus stop on Main Street. Behind that shelter is a parking lot that was entirely empty on a sunny Saturday afternoon except for one incident response trailer belonging to the police department. In the recent past, that lot was leased to the previous owner of the Gore building. It had been purchased and paved pretty much for that purpose. Wheeling and Ohio County share a lot of facilities. The courthouse and city hall is in one building. Their public safety buildings are the same. Could we not move the Clarksburg Police Department in with the Sheriff's Law Enforcement Division there beside GoMart? If we need that space to park uh, incident response vehicles, we say we want a walkable city, but almost everything we do makes a mockery of that. For decades, almost 50 years, city workers parked in the Hughes Avenue garage and walked a block and a half to City Hall. But now that we've become a walkable city and endorsed that agenda of becoming a walkable city, we don't want our employees walking. They need to park right next door. Employees that probably live out of town and are paid by tax dollars of Clarksburg citizens get a smoking shelter right out the back door. But our poor citizens who are just trying to get to work had to stand in the rain and snow for 2 years while we decided what to do at the bus stop. To compound the problem we decided to make the former City Hall lot into a parking lot instead of the park that a lot of people wanted to put there. The beautification committee had drawn up plans for that lot. I think they were well intended and maybe their plans weren't so well thought through. Another citizen saw what was going on and saw that the beautification committee's plans wasn't really getting community buy-in and was kind of stalling out. And so they came up with an alternate plan to put a bocce court there. They had plans professionally drawn up that would incorporate a lot of the elements that the beautification committee had already purchased or intended to have. They also found a wealthy, prominent businessman who was willing to sink tens of thousands of dollars into the facility. But he wanted some buy-in from the city. He wanted some assurance that if he built the thing and his name was on it or associated with it, that they wouldn't just neglect it and let it fall apart, and then it would be a black mark on his reputation. They couldn't get even that minimal level of commitment from the city. And now, what could have been a bocce court, or what could have been a gazebo, what could have been a field of flowers, anything, it's going to be an asphalt parking lot. It's being leased to the current owners of the Gore building because the lot we originally built for them is reserved for a police trailer that I'm not sure has ever been used. It just sits there. It's an incident response trailer. Going back to what I said, people don't like to walk through parking lots, parking garages. The Gore Lux owners understand this, and they're going to try to put appropriate screening of hedges or trees around it, and then the wind sculpture, the infamous wind sculpture, will go on the corner. The zoning code actually requires screening and trees. We don't enforce that law. We don't even know that law for the most part because we truly don't care. We don't really want to do the work to say to have a downtown that's pleasant or even tolerable. It's just something we say we want. I'll holler at you later.